Good evening. Let me say it's once again a good day to be a Hornet, and very excited, very ecstatic, very satisfied. And I can say that this first signing day is one that I'm very pleased with. And this was the, in my mind, the first part of our signing class with many more to come. But I will admit the first part was definitely a good start. I can guarantee and promise you that. And it was a push in the right direction. We addressed many needs. We also came away with what we consider some playmakers. And we as a staff really feel like we're headed in the right direction. It's a couple things that didn't go the way that we had planned, but I'm not one to get discouraged or turned away. I've learned to make adjustments and go back the next day with a better plan and find a way to get it done. So that's my opening statement for everything. And if anybody has any questions, feel free, and I'll try to avoid them the best I can.
At this point, we have this question from the media. Our fans will be able to address Coach Lake tonight during the recruiting batch. Thank you.
Coach, if you would, just talk a little bit initially, what were your goals going into this recruiting season, seeing that you got a late start, so to speak?
Well, the number one thing me and my staff wanted to do was to upgrade and improve this football team in every manner and in every way we could. Initially, we went into with the thought process, and when we did, we attacked Alabama. But we had such a late start, and some people have had such a great lead on us, it left us at a disadvantage. But we still got in the fight with some players that we thought we could win. Some of them we won, and some of them we didn't. But our number one goal, like I say, as a football staff, is to upgrade this team in every manner that we could.
If you could drill down a little further and just talk about those specific areas that you wanted to try and shore.
Well, every area I felt that needed improvement, not just one direct area. And I always feel if you can improve the bottom half of your roster, then automatically your top half gets better and your program gets better as well. So we wanted to improve every area. You know, we wanted to improve on the defense. We wanted to improve on the offense as well as the special teams. So that was our mindset, not just one position or things like that. I just felt as a head coach coming in, you know, just to come in and just completely upgrade in every way that we could and then adjust from there.
Coach, with, of course, you're new, the staff turnover, what message are you giving these guys when you're going out in the recruit drill? What to kind of show them that Alabama State is the place to be?
That we're right here, and we got just as much to offer and more as anybody else. When you say Alabama and you say Auburn, you better get ready to say Alabama State, because that's how we feel. And we feel that we could be right up there with all the others and stand out with all the others. We got a great educational system. We got great facilities. And our plan is to have a great football team. And I think you got great coaches here in the state. And we want to walk amongst them and walk right with them. So that's the message that we want to send, that it's a new day in Hornet Nation. And this is our program. And we are going to do right by it, and we are going to build it. And we want everyone to know that it's all about us, not just about Brian Jenkins, but it's all about us. And like I said at my press conference, if we put into it, then we'll get out of it what we want to get out of it.
Coach, if you would, talk also a little bit about what you had to deal with as far as not only recruiting players this year, but also having to recruit a coaching staff also.
Well, I tell you what, I didn't get much sleep. I know that. I didn't get much sleep, and you know, but I'm used to it. And I want to make sure that I put together the right staff that can come in and do the job that we need to do. And on top of that, you had to mend ideals together, and you also had to control some egos, and mainly myself. And then we had to put a plan together and collectively go out and recruit the players that we needed. Now, in saying that, we brought some coaches that were not from the area, so of course we had to establish some ties and some relationships. We also had to gain on some ties and some relationships that were already here. And we had to find a way to let everyone know that Alabama State is taking a new direction. And we're taking a new pace to things, and we got a new plan to things, and because of that, we expect new outcome. And we just had to sell that to everyone. And I'm the same as everyone else. When people come tell me something, I'm more of show me, don't tell me. So with this recruiting class, we wanted to show people that we wanted to take Alabama State nationwide. And that's what we attempted to do. And I'm going to tell you, in taking it nationwide, man, Alabama State alumni and fans are all over the place. And because of that, we made a little bit of adjustment in our recruiting, and we leaned on some of our fans and some of our relationships out of state, and when we saw dividends from it.
Sir, this is for media right now. We have a few questions from the fans later on tonight. Thank you.
Expanding on the coaching staff, of course, you mentioned building those, not necessarily the relationships here, there's guys that are spread out. How does that help the recruiting team? You mentioned taking it nationwide. Did you kind of lean on that a little bit more to touch on the relationships that some of these coaches have outside of the state? Hopefully to show absolutely. We did. This because we had such a short period of time. Everyone has to realize we only had close to, I would say, 17 to 18 days to recruit, and that's including visit weekends. So to come in and really gain some leverage in the state of Alabama the way we wanted to, we had to make some adjustments. So what we did, we ended up leaning on our already established relationships and bonds outside of the state, and worked on building relationships inside of the state in order to reach future dividends. But we needed to satisfy what we needed to satisfy right now, and then because of that, we took a little bit more talent from out of state than we would probably do in the future. Also, because of the coaching change, were there some kids, without getting into specifics, that had committed here already, that stayed committed to the program as a whole?
Well, when I came in, I wasn't notified of any kids committed to the program, and I made it clear to everyone that I wanted everything to be open and new. I just wanted a fresh start with everything, and that's why I made the changes that I made on the coaching staff. And we did. We looked at everyone and anybody who had an interest in Alabama State University, but no one informed me of anybody being committed or anything. We even went to websites to look and see if we saw some guys, and we did. We saw one or two guys that were supposedly committed to Alabama State, and we even reached out and called them. And so once we did that, and then collectively got together as a staff and made our push and targeted our guys of who we wanted to go after, who we thought would fit, then we were able to put together what I consider a pretty good, strong recruiting class.
About building blocks, if you would, and the importance of making sure that this being the first class, that you get it right this time, because these are the ones that's going to basically dictate the foundation of your program.
Right, absolutely, and that's why we took the time that we took to make sure that we selected the right individuals to start what I would consider as our legacy. And we went nationwide and looked at guys that we felt would fit what we consider to be an Alabama State University man. And it's very important to get off to the right start and bring in the right individuals, because they're your floor plan, and they're your foundation. And I really believe that we established a good, strong foundation in our first recruiting class.
Talk a little bit about the takeaways. What did you learn in this recruiting class? Because next year is going to be substantially different, because for no other reason than time. Well,
I learned we got a big job to do next year, because I really think we got some tremendous young people coming to join our program. It also places a challenge on us to continue to recruit better and better. And so we always got to make adjustments and find a way to improve our recruiting strategy.
Did you recruit to scheme, or did you recruit to what's available right now because of the time limit on what you had to do and the amount of time you had to do it in?
Well, it's a little bit of both. We recruited to scheme to what we felt our needs were, and it was a lot available out there, a lot more than what we thought it would be. And because of that, we evaluated what was available, and we're able to walk away with some very, very good talent. So it's a little bit of both included in that.
Now, saw one quarterback that signed with you. Is that because you're stockpiled at quarterback with this program right now, or is there still more shopping to be done or more opportunities that you're still looking at?
Did we have a quarterback sign?
on the list that had one quarterback.
Did it have a quarterback sign?
On the list, they had a quarterback.
The list you got?
Uh-huh.
I'm writing the list.
No, we do. We got a quarterback signed, and it's a young man that we felt was a tremendous talent, and we just wanted to bring some competition to that position. We got a couple guys at quarterback here who we think have some good talent, but it's always good to have competition. And I can tell you this, and you guys know this, one position that is hard to pass up when you see a guy that's an exceptional talent is that quarterback.
Did not see any JUCOs or anything like that. Talk about your recruiting philosophy, if you would. What type of kid do you go looking for, and what is it? Are you a four-year program guy, or do you try and fragment it and compartmentalize it with JUCO players also? Well,
I think you have a mixture, and I'm a guy that, one, I look at character. I want to see if the young man has more character than he does talent. Because if he has more talent than he has character, then he'll never see the field for you. So we look at character, and we want to make sure that the young man is competitive, and we want to make sure that the young man wants to be something and wants something out of life. And then we go from there to see how he fits in our scheme, how he can grow, how he can, if he's a hybrid player, a guy that can maybe play one or two positions. Is he an adjustment player, a guy that can adjust from standing up to putting his hand on the ground? So it's different things like that that go into our thought process when we're building, or should I say when we're recruiting. Now, we also have a different strategy. Sometimes we recruit right now players, depending on the position. Sometimes we recruit players that we think is going to help us build some depth. So it's many different thoughts that go into it when we're putting a recruiting class together.
This is the last question I have. What's next for you? You got your staff in place now. You got your recruiting class in place. So now, what's the next step in this process for you as you guys get ready to go into spring ball?
Well, I think the number one thing we need to do is take some time to learn our players a little bit. I don't know if we've really had enough time to do that because we got in and we hit the ground running recruiting. So we're going to take some time to spend with the players that we got and recruit the players that we have. The one thing I learned in this coaching profession is that you got to continuously recruit the players that you have on your team. You got to know what's going on with them in the classroom, at home, in their everyday lives, before you can get them to perform on the field. So we're going to start to recruit the guys that are on our team right now and spend some time with them and just get to know them and allow them to get to know us and then move forward with our workouts and the different things that we have scheduled for our football team.